Hello, hello, hello. Trying to go live on my Periscope, so give me a few minutes to get this underway on Periscope. Okay. Hello, YouTube. What's going on? You all know what to do at this time. Can you all hear me on YouTube? Hello, Star. How are you? How are you? Let me get my. Can you all hear me well on all my platforms? Facebook, YouTube, the Scope, Periscope, as you all are coming in. Make sure you share this. Swipe and share this with your followers. Hit those hearts, whether you live. Thank you so much. Hello, Eric. Thank you so much. You all coming in. Hit those thumbs up. Do that for me. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube so I can continue to talk. Because as you can see, I am gym ready. So I could be at the gym at this time. I could really be at the gym. So in opening up, I guess the question to really ask is the corona the pin that's going to burst or pop this economic bubble, right? Is this the pin? Thank you, Facebook, Miss Pamela. No, it's not Pamela, but thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Let me make sure I'm not having any problems on Facebook. Facebook, can you am I live on Facebook? I'm getting a notification, so I'm not sure. Am I still good on Facebook? If not, I just roll on my other platforms. Put this down. Okay, so let me put this down for a sec. This virus in your credit, right? Thank you so much, Star, for saying that. Like and subscribe. Make sure also that you hit the bell notification button as well on YouTube. Make sure that make sure that not only that you subscribe, but when you subscribe, right next to subscription, you hit that bell so you will be notified when I go live, right? I have a lot of people that are subscribed to me, but they don't have that bell notification sent next to it when I'm live. So don't forget to get a thumbs up. Coronavirus in your credit. I have been informing you all that the FICO 10 and new credit changes are underway in the summer of 2020. So my message to everyone pretty much is about the changes in the FICO 10 and ensuring that I have my chest chest shirt on. You know, I said credit is queen because it gives you so many different choices you can make to have a better financial lifestyle and to create more cash flow. So you have, just like in the game of chess, it gives you so many different options. On today's video or vlog, I'm just really going to discuss credit cards, right? It's the difference, for example, between business credit cards and business funding and business credits, or it's the difference between credit cards, lines of credit, and other types of lines of credit. So when it comes to this virus, I think people really need to be more aware of the FICO 10 virus changing that's coming the summer of 2020 versus Corona when it relates to your credit, right? When it relates to your credit. And this is why, because they've already advertised that over 40 million Americans, right? 40 million Americans' credit scores will be affected negatively and dropping as low as 20 to 40 points. But on the flip side, if you are a person that has low debt ratio, meaning student loan debt, vehicle debt, and credit card debt, right? Because under this current FICO model, what you all don't know is there are different types of FICO scores, credit scores. So depending on what type of funding or money you're trying to get for whatever purposes depends on which FICO score that the banks use or the credit union will use. So for example, if you're trying to get approved to get financing for a vehicle, then your credit union and or your bank will use the FICO 8 model. If you are trying to get approved, for example, for a Navy Federal credit card, Navy Federal will use the FICO 9 model, right? The FICO 9 model. If you're trying to get approved for a mortgage loan or house loan, then the FICO 4 model or score, I'm not saying model or score, will be used. So all of that is depending upon what your purposes are. Credit cards are usually FICO 8, FICO 9 scores. You can go to myfico.com. It's a small investment fee to pull your true FICO scores. I tell people all the time that what Credit Karma or Credit Sesame uses is your Vantage score. And that score may be showing 50 points or less or lower, right? Or 50 points higher than when you go to the banks or your credit union and trying to get approved for a loan. When I speak to people at credit unions or bank, one of the things they always tell me is people say, well, my Credit Karma score says I'm at 770, or 750 or 720. Why are you showing my credit score 50, 60 points low? And they have to explain to them that we do not go, or your approval is not based off Credit Karma. Credit Karma is not the score that banks and credit union use. Also, you have to ask yourself, that you have three different, not only do you have different credit scores, FICO, you have three different companies, big businesses, Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, that keep a report card of your credit history or your financial history. So if Credit Karma only is showing you Equifax and TransUnion, then you also have Experian, right? So I tell people all the time, I think Credit Karma is a great free tool to use as a credit monitoring program or system or website to alert you of any changes in your Equifax and TransUnion only. And then you can also go to Experian, and they have free credit monitoring services as well. But just note, Experian is the only one that will report a FICO score. Equifax and TransUnion will not. So you still will not know, what your true FICO, right? You can't trust Credit Karma in short terms and layman's terms. So just note, even with Experian, if you go on their website, they will have information available to you about this corona. I don't even like to refer to it as virus, but this corona effect. I say it that way. And if you follow me on Facebook, you will know why I don't refer to it as a virus, but I really believe it's because of the 5G Wi-Fi technology that was first released in China. And then 5G towers were placed in certain cities throughout the United States. So the radioactive wave is really, really detrimental to people's health. On YouTube, hello, I like your work. Looking forward to using your service when you have time. Thank you so much. I cannot pronounce your name. I think it's 𝒞𝓋𝑒𝒹. Thank you so much on YouTube. Yeah, 5G is scary, Rose. So okay, and Eric said he uses Experian, yes, or Identity IQ, and all of my clients, that's one of the, well, both of those. I ask that you all have both of those, Experian and Identity IQ, and I give you all the information in their credit audit of how to. Identity IQ is like $1 for 7 days, but if you're a person who want the credit monitoring services, then I highly recommend that you keep that, because what people don't really realize about credit is that credit is a lifelong investment. It's lifelong. It's you know, people ask me, how would I get 800 credit score or 850? And I tell them, most people that have those high credit scores, they're 30 years age of older, because it's a certain amount of positive, good credit history that you have to get in that high score range. So if you're a person with a very thin credit file, or you're establishing credit, then the only way to really get those high range scores up over the 750, 800, 850 profile is to, number one, have no negatives on your credit report, but you have to have some history on your credit report. So even with my daughter, for example, I add her as an authorized user so she can get the benefit of my good credit history from my credit cards. So by adding her as an authorized user, it adds some history to her credit profile. It adds good payment, payment recording from my credit cards that I have her on. And it adds it, so when she begins to get her own primary credit cards, right? Her own primary credit cards, she will then begin to escalate and continue to get high credit scores. So if you have a very thin credit profile, which means you have no credit, or you have, let's say, a Credit One bank credit card, and let's say it's at a low credit limit, like $500, $1,000, then you have to have credit cards with high credit limits, meaning 5,000 or 10,000 or higher. You have to have a mixture of credit reporting, meaning that if you have a vehicle loan or vehicle note and you've been paying on time and you don't have any lates, then that puts you in that 750, 800 credit score club. Now, I inform people that I have no problems when my credit score take a dip, because I'm always using credit cards and using the bank's money to invest in assets. See, when you go to school and they tell you at school that it's a bad thing to get in consumer debt, what they're telling you, it's a bad thing to use the bank's money and or credit cards to purchase or buy things that will not give you a return on your investment, that will continually take money out of your pocket and not put money into your pocket. So let me look at YouTube. Gerald on YouTube says the bank took my money because you owe them 20 G's. Gerald, what do you mean? Gerald, you're gonna have to elaborate on that. What do you mean they took your money because you owe them 20 G's? What type of loan did you have with the banks? Gerald on YouTube. And YouTube, I only have 9 thumbs up. I need everyone to take out. It's free. And also on Facebook and Periscope. Share with your followers. Like and share this video to your page on Facebook and on Periscope. But Gerald, what do you mean you owe them 20 G? Did you have a personal loan with them, a vehicle loan, a second mortgage loan, a HELOC, a line of credit? Kind of elaborate on that. So with the coronavirus, and I said virus again, sometimes I call printed paper money instead of currency. And I'm getting out of the habit of calling something a virus that I don't believe is a virus. But with the corona, if you experience any late payments due to this, because this will be looked upon as some of a natural, disaster somewhat, you work with your creditors, tell them the situation. If you're a person that had been laid off for a job, there are a lot of people who are Norwegian, for example, airlines have already laid off employees, and some people have just lost jobs. Even with the NBA, you have people that work those games that are out of a job right now because the NBA canceled their season. Star said, when I started creating, I was 21 years old. Yeah, and just know too, we're gonna get into investing with credit and credit cards, but I'm telling people right now, the best thing you need to make sure you have on hand is water and food. The shelves are emptying in stores worldwide. In the States, need to make sure firsthand water and food, and that you're able to make some money from home and have a home-based business. And if you stick with me all the way to the end, or you watch the replay, I do have a home-based business for you if you would like to partner with me in that. Star said, when I started credit, I was 21 years old. How old was it when I started in credit? I think my first vehicle, my parents, or my father in particular, I always had good credit, co-sign for me with that. So think around the age of 18. And even then, I didn't know anything about credit, which was a Discover credit card. And when I graduated college, I had my daughter at the age of 21, right? My one and only daughter. And at that time, when I graduated college, I purchased the Carlton Sheets zero down real estate program. How many of you all remember that, Carlton Sheets? Yeah, how to buy real estate with zero down. Well, I had a Discover card, newly graduated from college, 21 years old, and the bank, well, not the bank, but my principal, my high school principal, very first home was on the market for sale. So I have the no money down, the Carlton Sheets program, looking for a job, but really didn't have a job because my daughter was, hold on, let me clear these notifications, people. I got some notifications pop up and I can't see what's going on my YouTube. Okay. All right. Kareem said, I want the money, but not the work. Kareem, what are you talking about? Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Brandon. Hello from Raleigh, North Carolina. Queen, are you scared of coronavirus? No, I'm not. Are you still buying silver being is down to $14? Gary, are you serious? Gary P, silver is down to $14. I haven't looked at it today. But honestly, right now, New Jersey, hello, New Jersey in the house. Everyone tuning in, get a thumbs up on YouTube. Honestly, right now, Gary, what I'm buying is water. I was lucky to get 3 big rolls of toilet tissues, and I'm buying food. Those are my three priority right now. Not necessarily silver, because I'm not sure when the silver and gold prices will escalate and I can get it. So I'm really not doing anything but taking care of those 3 things at this point and helping people with their credit at this process, because more people, especially if they are getting laid off temporarily, or even their part-time job or their full-time job, when you don't have money, credit is a way to create money out of thin air. And so back to my story, my principal first house, he went got a more extravagant house. Him and his wife was on the market, right? On the market, So went to the realtor. The house was for sale for $5,000. $5,000. So I have my Discover card. I have the cards and sheets, zero money down. I go just like I did with this. Yesterday, I showed you all the screenshot on my Facebook and my YouTube. But let me fold the bottom of this check because it has some accounting number. And this is what I did with my first home investment. I got to scratch out my address on this. Discover had balance transfer checks options. They had balance transfer checks options on that Discover account, right? And so this is a recent balance transfer check that I did yesterday for the amount of $9,500. You pay it in order to yourself. And let me show you. And it was at 0% interest. And what you do, Kareem, I don't know about that altcoin and that crypto. So you all did cancel your trip. I don't know. I'm so tired of looking at the prices of Bitcoin and crypto going down. I'm like, I'm pumping my brakes. I'm not buying anymore until I see a profit on what I'm already having. But it is dirt cheap right now. It is dirt cheap. So, you can see it says 0% on my balance transfer to 02/2021. 0% on my balance transfer to 02. So this is until next year. And then, so what I did was on yesterday, and they just sent me a new card in the mail as well. I already covered it up for this video, but let me cover the last 4 digits up. New card in the mail, right? Along with the transfer checks. And so this is money, and this is just showing my credit limit. It's at 10,000. Now, if you notice on this, you'll notice that, let me get all angles. You see the credit limit, 10,000. You'll notice that the cash advance amount is $2,000, right? And if you do a cash advance, your interest rate would be higher. So you want to make sure you have those balance transfer credit card offers and do it in the form of a balance transfer, because if I would have did a cash advance, number one, my limitation would have been $2,000. And I think the interest rate on that would have been like 24%. So instead, I did my maximum of balance transfer for $9,500 at 0%, right? At 0%. So Arnold, the law that requires the credit agency to produce the original signed contracts, we get that when starting up with you. Arnold, that's a great question, but I want you to answer this for me. Why would you want the original signed contracts? Why is that something you think that you would need to get negative items removed off of your credit report? Because did you know, for example, in order for me to get this credit card and this balance transfer and this money at 0%, that I had to sign no contract? It doesn't require me to sign a contract or anyone to sign a contract to get approved for credit cards. So if you don't have to sign a contract, let me adjust this, to get approved for credit card, then what law is that credit agency have to produce an original signed contract? See, I'm trying to help people in this credit game. Second. Let me adjust this because, I ask people thought-provoking questions because I want people to be able to make informed decisions. When you get credit card, do you have to sign a contract? I want you all to drop in the comment, yes or no. Make a mind message connection, whether you're watching on Facebook or even Periscope. Make a mind message connection. When you get credit cards, do you have to sign a contract? Yes, Brandon, 10K, 0% transfer. Yeah, Kareem, thank you so much. That cash advance, when you can just take a credit card and use the balance transfer offers and liquidate it. I liquidated this. What does liquidate mean? It means turn into cash. So I converted this into cash. This is how you take a credit card and convert it into cash. I took the balance transfer checks at 0% until 20 or 2021, paid the checks out in order to me, and deposit the check into my bank, and then was able to pull it out in cash. Arnold, I'm still waiting on Arnold and other people on YouTube and Facebook and Periscope. Make a mind message connection. When do you have to sign a contract to get approved for a credit card? You all just comment. Just comment. When applying for a credit card, when do you have to sign a signed contract? Sometimes, always, or never. Let's do this like we do it in the classroom. Let's make this ABC. A for always, B for sometimes, or C for never. I'm waiting on my comments to come in, whether you're watching this live or on the replay. All right, thank you. New Jersey Bus Life says, no, you never sign for a contract to get a credit card. 24/7 Hustle says, you don't ever. Facebook and Periscope is not commenting. Ben says, when you get pre-approved, Ben, I've never seen a pre-approved contract. I've seen pre-approved letters, and they give you, say, this is your reference number. You're pre-approved for our credit cards. Call this number and you can apply. C, okay, Dawn says C. Joseph said never. Brandon hit C. Thank you, never. You have to agree in the terms. Thank you. You have to agree to the terms and conditions of the interest rate. But applying for a credit card never requires a signature. Even if you go online to apply, it does not ask for your signature. It asks for your information, your job, your place of living. Do you own? Do you rent? What's your stated income? What's your social? What's your current address? How many years have you been present on a job? And then at the very end, it'll have a box that you can click saying, I agree to these terms, and et cetera, but never a signature. So tell me why, if you are disputing a negative account from a credit agency, will you ask them to produce a signed contract with your signature when you don't even sign a contract to get the credit? Now, let me ask you this question. Let me see what time it is. Okay. What are the cases of scenarios of signed contract that you do have to attain funding or credit? What are some scenarios where you do sign contracts to get approval, where you do put your signature on it? Somebody comment on that. When are there situations where you do have to sign to get the bank's money? Come on, let's make a mind message connection. Thank you, Periscope. Someone said loans. Worship Jesus, 1, 2, 3. thank you, mortgage, loans, vehicle loans, right? Oh, thank you. So let's say you have a repossession. In that case scenario for a repo, then you might ask for a producer of a signed contract. For charge-offs and collections, you don't have to ask the credit agencies for a signed contract. But if you want the collection company to properly validate your debt, because it would show on the small print when a debt collector or collection company purchases a debt that you have 30 days to request for validation. You're not asking them for a signed contract of the account that they purchase, because most debt collectors collect medical bill accounts, and they're going to collect credit cards, delinquent accounts. Sometimes, utilities, sometimes a cable bill or something, or of that matter. So in that case, in order to properly be in position to legally collect the money from you, you are supposed to ask them for validation, not only for a signed contract of your agreement of services with the company that they bought the debt from, but their contractual agreement with the company that they bought the debt from to be able to collect from you. See, they have a contractual agreement too. So if a debt collector produces a itemized bill print out to you and say, okay, this is proof of your debt, then that's not legal under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. So a lot of people take what's for a debt collectors in the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, and they try to use it to get negative items removed from credit report, right? So if you have a repo, let's talk the chess game of credit repair with the queen. Then there may be this situation, or you have another itemized loan. You have a repossession, and I'm speaking of either a mortgage repossession or a vehicle repossession. Then there will be cases that you will want to ask for a signed contract. But when it comes to collections and charge-offs, which are credit card delinquent accounts, then that doesn't work. I just said simple, it doesn't work. Because the credit agency know you didn't sign a contract to get it, and you do too. And then you have to ask yourself, what is my purpose for asking for a signed contract? Why do you want a signed contract? What if you have a repo reporting on your collection report or your credit report, and it's a vehicle repo or a mortgage repossession, and they do produce you the signed contract from your mortgage or from their car? Then what? See, now you got to ask yourself, why am I asking for a signed contract? What is this going to prove? So I don't even ask for that unless I'm helping clients trying to discharge a debt collector debt. Because if they have a signed contractual agreement, for example, with a medical debt, they could have just violated the privacy laws, because a signed contract gives certain information about your medical conditions and or services. So that's against the Privacy Act of the Fair Debt. So that's when asking for a signed contract is power. But what if they do? What if you have a mortgage repo or a vehicle repo, and you sign for that, or you had a personal loan, or student loans that you signed for? You sign for student loans as well, whether it's an e-signature or you always have to sign for a student loan. What if they produce that to you? Then what? Now you ask for something and now they have it. So you ask for signed contract for debt collectors because they're supposed to have notarized signed contracts on file, not just of your account, but between the company or the business they purchase your debt from. And they don't have that. See, a lot of people ask, they Google stuff and they ask debt collectors, well, show me that you're legal to collect in my state and blah, blah, blah. That's not validation. Show me your business license. Then they end up getting summons or subpoena to court for a debt collector. And then they have to pay attorney fees and court fees because you don't know what proper validation is, right? To discharge that debt. Hello, on Periscope, I'm known as the Queen of Credit, right? What's up? What's up on Periscope? So, be careful when asking Experian, TransUnion, Equifax for a signed contract, because if they're able to produce it for that student loan or that repossessed vehicle or mortgage, then you don't know what next chess move to make. So instead of asking for signed contracts, why not just ask and look and see how it's reporting on all three credit agencies, and then look at it and say, okay, is TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian reporting my account differently? Or are the balances reporting the same? Or the account numbers accurate? The date of last reported activity, the last update, if all of this correct? Because if that's different and it's not reporting accurately across the board, then that gives you grounds for deletion, right? So I'm signing off because I need to go stock up groceries. So am I using my 0% interest? No, I'm just sitting on my cash right now. I'm just sitting on my cash right now because I've even heard that in Georgia, for example, that people that are maybe affected with this COVID or Corona, they're not allowing, landlords to evict them or any consequences between if they're, slow or late paying. So if this happens, right, and you can't evict, I'm not really looking at getting more rental properties right now. I'm not looking at stacking more silver right now, even though if it's on sale for $14, I will look at that, because I do know when this thing hits full bubble and this Corona might be the pin that takes it downward. And I hear a lot of people that say, well, I'm buying stocks now because they're on sale, or I'm buying the dip. You're not buying a dip, people. You're buying a dump. And what I mean by that is you don't know how long it's going to take the stock market to recover. I tell people, if you have the gift to trade in the market and you know how to trade and get in and get out and get your stocks, whether that's, day trading or options trading, then you can make money out of the stock market, whether it's short term or long term. But, if you're a person that has, for example, a 401k in the market right now, a lot of people in the oil and gas sector, 401k, they took 20-30% drops because of the oil war between Saudi Arabia and Russia, and their 401k was tied into public stocks. And some people that even have 401ks diversified took losses. And so if you're trading, you're a day trader or option trading, and you can make money whether the market is good or bad, that's for you. But I'm not buying a quote unquote dip or dump right now in the stock market. And I don't know how many years that it's going to take the market to rebound. I definitely won't invest for the long term. I definitely won't do that. Because if you can't afford to have your money tied up for 10, 12 months or longer, during this global recession, then, I don't think you're buying a dip. I think you're buying a dump. And a lot of people can't afford to have their money tied up that long. So I be damn said, yes, Lord. Honor said, thank you. Honor, you are so welcome. Somebody said, Nature Dean, I have a question. I was checking the website, ready to pay and play. That's on YouTube. I'll answer that when I log off. Do they have a cure that I know of? Ben, I do not know if they have a cure, but I will say this: there's no cure for a virus. Never have been. Never. There's no cure for a virus. That's why doctors give you antibiotics. They tell you to take the antibiotics to kind of help you fight off that, virus, quote unquote. But it's never been a cure for the flu or a common cold or any type of virus. So I don't know. They say they're looking for a cure, but they're calling it an airborne virus. But yet they're calling it an airborne virus, and they're telling people, well, don't wear masks. Well, I understand that an airborne virus can still creep through a mask, but but it still does protect people's saliva or cough or sneeze from getting on objects or people to a certain extent. So wearing masks for airborne virus will be helpful. I think the airborne effect is coming from the radioactive waves of the 5G towers, personally. But will they find a cure for it if they're saying it's an airborne respiratory virus? I don't know. Maybe it'll be a first time for everything. But I do know that people are getting tested with no symptoms, and tests are coming back positive. And I do know that people that get vaccine shots for the flu, which is giving them a small percentage of the flu, end up getting the flu at a worse term. So for me, I definitely don't want a test kit, and I definitely won't take a vaccine shot, something that could give me that. Because other than that, the melanin in my skin will protect me against anything radioactively. So, yeah. All right. Any credit questions? Did that help you all about the 609 and asking for signed contracts on your credit repair, and how understanding how to do balance transfers at 0% and to turn credit card into cash? That help any of you all? Now you understand how to turn credit card into cash. And that's why rich people get richer during recession, because they do you all think President Trump, for example, when he does all his real estate investing in Trump Towers, do you think he's using his personal money for that? He used the bank money. The rich and wealthy always use the bank money. They never use their own money. They never use their own money. So, hold on for a second. I got some comments, but I be damn said, no virus just need to run its course. Antibiotics do not treat viruses. It's true. No flu shots, no test kits. That's right. No vaccine. If they create a vaccine, I won't take it. You're not going to get it to me. I be down. So just treat everything as if it has somebody else spit on it, even your own pillow. I've been in self-quarantine for 1.5 weeks. Stay smart and vigilant. I be down. Why are you in self-quarantine? What's going on? You said you've been in it for 1.5 weeks. Why? Thanks for the gym. Got my new Navy Fed. Yay! Hey, I wish we had some. He said he got his new Navy Fed yesterday. Simone said we need to build our immune systems, black seed oil, etc. Research anything that'll help you build up your immune to radioactive waves as well. I thought black people can't catch it. Ben, I mean, look at the ratio, honey. They're only showing 2 people out of 97, 98,000. And the most recent person, the NBA superstar, this was just yesterday. The other young man from Africa, they said he was the first to recover. So even if he did, quote unquote, have it, it's saying he recovered. So it had to be something in his DNA that fought that off, right? And he was African. Um, okay, no positive result, just precaution by doctor. Okay, good job, good job. I'll be down. So glad to hear that. Yeah, thank you. New Jersey said, come on, people, hit the thumbs up button on YouTube. Ben said, okay. Ben is if it's radioactive waves from 5G towers, then yeah, the melanin in African Americans and black skin protects against that. So it's probably why so many cases, little cases, I could say, or 2 cases of African Americans, and then the first one said he was the first to recover, the very first to recover. So that's great news. All right. Any more questions about credit? Anything about credit I've taught you? Oh, I told you this, and I'm signing off because it's might be too late. I was going to go to the post office and do something with credit, but they're open on Saturday, so I might have to do it tomorrow and look at these letters. I'll just mail them out tomorrow. I didn't plan on being on this long. Home-based business, people. Home-based business. A lot of people, let's just say that this does escalate and the numbers goes past 97, 98,000 in the United States. And okay, Barry, hold on. Then what are you going to do to work from home? What are you going to do to work from home? I'm pretty sure that the bigger businesses, which a lot of your disputes are handled by 𝒢𝒾𝓋𝓒e anyway, with credit disputing, Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, usually electronic, it's this old myth or thing going around. You want to get real eyes to look at your disputes and not go through 𝒢𝒾𝓋𝓒e machine. Let me tell you, if real eyes do look at your disputes, it's just going to put it in 𝒢𝒾𝓋𝓒e machine. They receive too many disputes, millions, right, for human people to get that done. So if you put staples, if you throw off 𝒢𝒾𝓋𝓒e, they're just going to give it to a human, and a human is still going to find a way to electronically process it. So I'm not expecting Experian, TransUnion, Equifax to be, just shut down. If the post offices are closed down, you still can do a certified mail online. So it won't stop that. It won't stop the process, right? With your affidavits, right, that are mailed if you're one of my clients. So if you are interested, this is what I would be doing if I had money to invest right now. In the event of this, I will invest it in a home-based business. And the home-based business that I would invest it in is definitely credit repair. Well, why is that? Because FICO 10 is coming. 40 million Americans are going to be infected. If you're going to have just a natural conversation with people about credit, or they're discussing with you some frustrations that their credit score is dropped, or they're in need of credit, right? Or maybe they do have some things as a result of their job cutting hours and not overtime, and they were late, and it's not a direct effect on the corona, but just because they don't have those overtime hours and like they used to in the past, and their income has been, they've been living out that type of income. Now that their income is limited and they get behind on some bills, and they are in need to try to get some rental properties or something in the event that their income status has changed, then you can offer them a very affordable, they can get started with a little $80 a month credit repair. And let me put the link. And you do not have to do the work. I know a lot of people that say, well, hey, I want to do my own credit repair business. That's easier said than done, people. I'm telling you, I may make it look easy, but it's a lot of things you have to take in consideration. You have to not only You have to know how to do a credit audit. You have to kind of know what your pricing would be. You have to get your LLC set up, and then you have to say, okay, how do I want to be taxed out of the LLC with the S Corp or C Corp? You got to have time to market, put out videos. You got to have the knowledge base, right? So why not just let somebody else do the work for you, and you get the residual income from that, and you can do it from home, and you get business tax deduction. So I'm putting the link in my YouTube video. I'd be damn said student loans aren't disappearing without payment, and even then you got to check up on them. Well, you're right. But there's sometimes student loans are reported inaccurately on your credit report. And so there's one grounds to get deletion. It's reported inaccurately, incomplete. A lot of people don't know what incomplete means, or is unverified. So we talked about a signed contract. What if you did ask that for student loan, and in this case, they were not able to produce it? But if they're not able to produce your signed contract, then you're still saying that this student loan is a result of identity theft. So produce for me the signed contract. But if they find out that, okay, we don't have this contractual, we don't have your e-signature on file, you still have to do some identity theft things. And a lot of people, to be honest with you, are not victims of identity theft that are claiming that they are when it comes to credit. And so now with FICO 10 coming, right, they're still going to look at your 2-year snapshot. It won't be a 1-year snapshot. I mean, a 30-day snapshot. So that's why a lot of people that were selling AU Tradelines, they're mute now, because being or buying to be someone's authorized user on their credit card to help your score temporarily increase within 30 days is not going to help you under FICO 10 anymore, because their AU Tradelines, they're only going to keep it on your credit report 30 to 60 days. Then it goes off, it's removed, and then your credit score is back to its current state. So if you're buying, you can just ask your friend and family members. Thank you so much, Periscope, for inviting your followers. Hello. Thank you so much. So if you know a family member and you don't have to spend $1,000 do it, they have good credit cards and good standing, just ask them, can you be added on as AU Tradeline? They do not have to give you their credit card. They do have to activate it, but they can keep the credit card in their possession and you can have no use of it. But you still want to make sure that they don't, if they have a high credit limit, for example, you want to make sure that they don't have a high balance on the card, or it will hurt you more than help. So what I mean by that is, let's say they have a $5,000 Visa, American Express, Discover, MasterCard, whatever. And it's a $5,000 limit. They pay on time and they have good payment history and they had the card a long time. But if the balance on the card is $4,000, if that's what they owe, then they need to be at 30% or less on the balance owed. So that means they would need a $1,500 or less balance, or being added to your added will hurt you more than help at that point. Lisa, what card should I get as a second credit card, and should I ask for pre-approval? Lisa, I don't know, because I don't know what your strategy with credit cards are. Like, some people want Navy Federal or PenFed credit cards because they give high credit limits, $25,000. Some people like myself like credit cards, like I discussed earlier in this video. So you might want to watch the replay, that give you balance transfer options at 0% interest rate. And you want to turn that credit card into cash and liquidate it, and you want it at very low interest rate. So I don't know. It depends on whatever your chess move want to be. What do you want your strategy to be Why do you want a second card? Some people want different credit cards because of the reward perks that they get and privileges, right? They might want cash back rewards. They may want travel back points rewards. It depends. Eric O, Queen, you are so right. I did CR for a few months for my family members, and it was very stressful. Yeah, credit repair is very stressful. Very stressful. Can you talk about the benefits of balance transfer accounts? Well, for me, I get 0%. That's a great question, Periscope. I get 0% interest rate on my balance transfer. And for example, with my mortgage, when I do that, a mortgage has the interest included in the payment every month, right? Your interest and your escrow. So that's called an amortization loan, right? Credit cards calculate interest differently. They call it a simple interest. So for example, if I want to take this $9,500 0% balance transfer and put it into my checking account and then call my mortgage company, and it's called Velocity Banking as well, and tell them I want to pay this $9,500 towards my principal of the loan, right? Towards the principal balance of the loan. Tell them you want to make a principal only payment. That will cut my mortgage interest and the duration of my mortgage loan by years and thousands of dollars, right? Did you all know that? Have you all heard of Velocity Banking? Put yes or no. If you know that, make a mind message connection. Put that in the message where you're watching this live in the replay. Okay, thank you, beautiful on Periscope. She said no, she didn't know that. Facebook is just watching. Facebook, you know what? Facebook do a lot of watching. I have people that'll call me on my phone or message me about a post, and they didn't even like and comment on it. I'm like, you didn't like and comment about my post on Facebook, then why are you calling me on my phone about it? Facebook was the platform so you can discuss it. I really don't like people that do that. That almost like you're spying on me at this point. You're watching my page, watching my post. You don't like a comment, but you still you're gleaming from me, and you don't want to participate, right? Yeah, people on Facebook, yeah, they are watchers and never comment or like. I'm really thinking about not going live on Facebook anymore, honestly. I'm really, really considering it. Yeah, you're right about Facebook. Yeah, go live on Instagram. Thank you. I probably need to because I'm choosing Facebook over Instagram. So I probably will switch to Instagram. Thank you so much. I don't do a whole lot of posting on Instagram. I need to learn how to build my Instagram page and to get more views on Instagram. But I think I will do that. Eric said, yes, he knew that. Miss Moore said, yes, she knew that. All right, well, if you can help me with that, let me put my email in. I don't know what, I mean, I try to use hashtags on Instagram. I still don't get that participation that I want. So let me put my email. You might can help me with that. She said they will come. Okay, I'm going to start. Thank you so much. I'm going to start going live on Instagram more than Facebook. Because Facebook, I just have more spires and watchers than people that really participate. Okay, I always use hashtags and more people. Okay, thank you so much. Oh, now I got one person to comment on Facebook. No, you are giving, I don't know, you all don't participate. You just spy on my page. You know what? The most participation I got on Facebook is when we talked about this radioactive corona. And I had so many people want to show me two pictures, the NBA player, Donovan Mitchell, and then the African young man, the young adult who was the first to recover from this, right? That's the most participation I got on Facebook. But then when I asked them to show me the other pictures of the 97 or 8,000 people that had it, that the media had, put their faces on it. I didn't get one comment. So my thing, you got to ask yourself, why would the media show you the African or the black man that has it? Their face is fine, but won't show you the faces of the other races. Where are the articles on them? People, you got to use this thing up here. It's called a brain. Put on your thinking caps. Your thinking caps, I'm sorry. All right, so back to the credit. Okay, they're saying the NBA player Donovan Mitchell got it just yesterday. He tested positive for it, even though Miss Donovan said he didn't have any symptoms, but they say he tested positive for it. And then it's this African article that's going around of this young man that had it, but he was the first to be cured from it. So you got to ask yourself if he had it, if it just wasn't a flu or a cold, but if he really had it, then what was in his DNA that caused him to be the first, to fight it? You got to ask yourself. Because, all right, so they said the way they have been screening a lot of people going under. How do they screen? I don't know. It said going undetected. Is it done with x-ray? How the test conducted? Been doing velocity banking for a few years. Okay, Eric O. Ramon family said no. New Jersey said no. Boxing Truth Serum says no. Thank you. I love YouTube and I'm loving Periscope. Can you tell me how can I increase my views on Periscope? All right. They asked a lot of questions about your traveling outside the United States in the past 4 weeks. So do the tests that they give or the tests? Oh, I need to start putting hashtags on Periscope as well. Okay, thank you. I didn't know that. So I'll try to change this title. Okay, hashtags are key on social media. Thanks. See, I don't have to do all those hashtagging on my YouTube. I just go live. My YouTube family just show up. Boxing Truth Sermon says, I'm really impressed with you. Thank you so much, Boxing Truth. I appreciate that. If people look up stuff you're talking about, it will bring you people on. So I need the hashtag on YouTube too. So do I need to be the hashtag queen? I need the hashtag. Okay. I need to be the hashtag queen. Like credit, finance. Okay. I would do that. I definitely would do that. And 0%. Yeah, I'm telling you all, if you have a mortgage, having a 0% transfer balance credit card is so powerful because your interest on your mortgage is calculated. Really, it's calculated by the year, and it just is set in on a daily basis. So look at your mortgage loan. Look how much you're paying toward the principal, which is the primary part of the balance, and toward the interest. Okay, let me see Periscope. I Google hashtags that is happening for what I am talking about on that day, and they come up. Okay, thank you. So it's credit and finance, the hot hashtags to put in, because I didn't even know people search for finance. So yeah, velocity banking. It's if you're trying to get out of that mortgage, if you're trying to pay a mortgage for 5 to 7 years, is using the 0% balance transfer offer is great. So yeah. And then other than that, so I'm still going more live on IG. Thank you so much. Other than that, let's say you want to use 0% balance transfer and you do find an investing opportunity. You do find a home or something you want to invest in, right? Well, you got to look at, you're going to be paying 0% for a year or however long the offer is. You have a tenant that's purchasing from you or renting from you. That gives you a year, right? Even if you have rental properties, people, and you have a FHA loan on rental properties, you can use those 0% balance transfer costs to pay down those rental properties, those interest rates lower and a faster rate. Or you have personal loans, right? And let's say, or maybe you have a vehicle that you got into bad financing with and you got your credit improved, and you want to use that 0% balance transfer to chunk down and put on that bad high interest vehicle loan, right? So when I first wanted to increase my credit score, one of the first thing I asked myself, do I want to do this for the cash flow or for the credit, right? And this is what I mean. At the time, I had 2 vehicles that I was still paying a note on. And I had saved up a certain amount of money. And I knew that if I paid out my credit card balances first, that my credit score would increase, right? Because that's just the name of the game. Paying revolving debt or credit card debt increases your credit score versus paying personal debt, right? Or installment debt, right? But so I had a choice. I can take this lump sum of money that I saved and pay down my credit cards or my vehicle note. I decided I wanted to free up cash flow, right? At the time, my BMW was 500 and something a month, and the interest rate was really low, but I wanted to free up that 500 and something dollars a month. So I paid down my vehicle. I got note free from any vehicles. I drive them all. None of them come with notes. Then I increased that cash flow coming in, and then I stacked it up. I saved it. Then I paid down bad credit card debts, purchases that I had made with credit card that were not bringing me a higher rate of return, right? And so I paid down those debts, and now I use my credit cards to invest. Like if I do see that silver prices drop, I'll invest in silver. First thing I'm getting those the essentials for my household, because I don't know where we're going in the future or in the next 2 weeks with this corona, right? So that's the first thing, stocking up on food, water, toiletries. Then I may look into real estate because I'm getting notifications daily that, some good real estate deals, but I'm still a little skeptical because, I'm like, how convenient will it be to find a renter, with the job opportunities. And so if I did something, and my friend guy, he's probably logged off now. We talk about investing in the smaller altcoins, which is XRP, XLM, Stellar, Chainlink, Cardano, EOS, and Ethereum, right? So it may be but oh my God, that's so volatile. Volatile means that you can't control how high or low the prices go. And Bitcoin and altcoins, crypto, they're 24/7, right? They're 24/7. 1 minute the price of Bitcoin is up 10%, and then the next 5 minutes is dropped 10% again. I mean, it is even more volatile than the stock market, right? So I definitely don't want to be in the stock market right now because I don't know how to do options trading or even day trading. I don't have the time for that. So I tell people right now, if you get a credit card and you're getting a 0% balance transfer, I would invest in a credit business for $249, and where you can work from home and get residual income. Because FICO 10 is going to change the credit game for a lot of people this summer. You got FICO 10 coming up, and this corona crisis, and credit scores are going to drop on an already sinking economy, people. It's going to be a global depression. Nothing like 2008 could ever show you. So if you are in position now to get those cards, you need to get it, because you have to understand the banks are actually losing money right now because Fed are dropping interest rate. So when they're giving this money away at 0% interest, they're losing money because banks make their money off the cash flow coming in and the interest rate they charge you on loans. So if housings are being repossessed at this time and they're giving away money at 0% interest rate, you need to get it before the getting is good, because this is why FICO 10 is coming in to affect this summer, because the banks are going to be very limited on who they give 0% interest to, because they're losing money. As the Fed cut interest rates, the banks lose money, right? They make money off of you paying high interest. And it's the same thing with credit agencies. They make money off of your bad debt. They don't make money off of your good people with good credit. They make money off of bad credit. They sell your credit information. You charge off a credit card account, there's going to be a tax write-off for them of whatever you didn't pay them back. They're going to write it off in taxes, but then they're going to send you a 1099-C form in the mail for you to include it in your taxes as taxable income. And I tell people all the time, even if you get a charge off, delete off credit report, number one, you don't want to burn bad bridges with banks, meaning that you get charged off with Bank of America, American Express. They don't allow you to reapply with them for future credit. You've just been blackballed because you have a charge off. So you don't want to burn bridges with banks and getting these charge offs. And also they send you a 1099-C form in the mail, meaning that if you earn $60,000 for the year and you didn't pay off that $10,000 American Express credit card, you're going to get that 1099-C form in the mail for you to add that on as taxable income to that. So now you in a higher tax bracket. You're in a higher tax bracket. So, I tell people before they try to go out and get all these credit cards and abuse them and have these charge offs, right? Then you're burning bad bridges. And if you don't have a good tax person on your team, you could be possibly paying income on that. But there are tax strategies to help you with that as well, right? You just got to have a good tax preparer, a tax specialist to help you with that if you meet the qualifications where you don't have to be taxed on that money. But the main thing is you don't want to start burning bridges. Now, if life happens and you can't afford to make the payment, then life happens, right? You get a delete off your credit report because there are a lot of banks and credit unions out there. But you do want to have a good tax strategist on your team. And I tell people you always want to have a good credit person on your team because bad credit happens to good people. You could be one emergency room visit away from getting a medical collection bill in the mail and medical collection placed on your credit report, and you did nothing wrong but get sick, right? Or you can just sometimes collections that things that you wasn't notified in the mail or you was too busy with life, and then you get an alert that, hey, a new collection has been placed on your credit report. Bad credit happens to good people. Not everybody is abusing their credit and just getting their credit to buy stuff. You got people that use the bank's money at very little interest rate, like the rich and wealthy do. And they're getting assets with their credit, whether it's silver, crypto, options, day trading, paying your mortgage in 5 to 7 years, getting out of that 30-year death or 15-year death sentence, right? By getting these balance transfer cards and using the velocity banking concept to pay down a mortgage in 5 to 7 years. John Nixon said, "On it again." John, I love those emojis. How did you get that zero interest? Lisa, I've had this account since 2014. So I just keep my accounts in good standing. CitiCard is another that offers great 0% interest rate. And Bank of America, and someone said Discover. All you have to do is just Google best credit cards that offer 0% interest rate. Just Google that. It'll let you know. Boxing Truth Serum says a little off topic. FICO 9 moves extremely slow when building. Hold on. I'm sorry. It says FICO 9 moves extremely slow when building. Is there a particular algorithm to raise it faster? What are you trying to raise your FICO 9 credit score higher? I'm trying to understand what's going on. I be damn says I agree on everything, but the statement about not working the stock market, I don't know a lot about it, but I've done okay with the little knowledge I picked up. I wish more of us would try. Okay, I be damn. Are you in the stock market for the long term or because someone put me on Robinhood? I don't like Robinhood. I got money that withdrawable cash in Robinhood right now that they're giving me a difficult time withdrawing my money out. So yeah, so I do have Webull and E-Trade and things at 0% interest. I just got a notification. Ethereum is up to 10% in the past 7 hours. Yeah. I be down said both. Robinhood isn't it. Try say, nah, I'm through with stocks. I'm through with stocks. Unless I can learn options trading or day trading or penny stocks, I don't want to be in the market. I promise you, stocks is highly manipulated. It was so high because a lot of companies and corporations were buying their own stocks to begin with. And I prefer to have investments that I have more control. So if I did anything in the stock market, I would have to teach myself options trading or learn more about day trading and penny stocks. If I did anything in stocks or even swing trading, right, I will always be a trader. Traders are winners in the stock market. I would never try to hold on because you hold on stocks for the long term. Yeah, you're up 20, you might get up 20%, but when it crashes, you're going to be down 30. I mean, just look at people 401ks. Find the ones that are dividends. I don't want those low dividend paying stocks, 2 and 3% dividends. Nah, I can put my money in real estate and get better return, higher interest return than it. Then you're looking at REITs dividends right now, which was real estate. Then you had the oil and gas sector that their stocks and dividends were paying the highest dividends, 10% and all that. Well, when they start losing money, they cut the dividend payments. So dividend payments are never guaranteed. Whenever a company starts losing money, they can cut your dividends at any time. So then you got the higher, the Coca-Cola, all of that pays dividend at 2-3%. But I'm not putting my money into something to get that little return. So, and dividends can be decreased or stop payment at any time. Yeah. All right. Hey, love you all. Thank you so much, Periscope. I will be live on Instagram. I think that's it. Yeah, you do. You do. You really do. But if that works for you, do you. Whatever investment, because I'm not giving investment advice. I'm just talking about my own personal experiences. And there have been a lot of penny stocks that have made a lot of day traders a lot of money. So if and man, those options traders, oh man, they make thousands on the day. That's a skill that when I have time to really get into that, I probably will learn options trading. Or either maybe penny stocks. But I don't like it for me because I have to focus on credit. And when you're trading and everything, especially when you're just starting learning, right? You have to keep an eye on the market. And it takes a lot of focused attention that I really don't have right now to do that. Focus on credit. So you want a partnership with me, you want to work from home, people with bad credit, a very small investment, $249. I've been telling people with the way this is why 5G is here anyway, because it has the power artificial intelligence, right? Artificial intelligence has to be powered. If these trucks are going to drive themselves, if these robots are going to flip burgers, they have to have 5G. That's how strong 5G is. That's why I've been telling people, have you been noticing that people have been getting sick when these 5G towers have been put out, right? That's how strong the radioactive waves are. So you need to learn skills to work from home, people. If this corona isn't teaching you anything else, it's teaching you need to get a home-based business. And you get so many business tax deductions from home-based business. over 475, you know people credit scores are going to drop. So why wouldn't you invest $249 and your clients will have to pay an affordable $80 a month? And that helps you get residual income, and it helps you make money from home, right? And have second income, and it helps you get over 475 tax deduction. Because you all do understand that when President Trump suggests this payroll tax to Congress, right, that less taxes are going to be taken out of your paycheck. So if you have less taxes and you don't have any higher deductions, that means if you were already paying the IRS, you're going to owe more. Or if you were getting back max refund, you're going to be getting back less, right? So you need business tax deductions. You're going to be looking at, oh man, I'm getting some extra money out of my paycheck. That's not well and good till tax time comes. So, I have this book. I keep it on deck right in front of me. Lower your taxes. The home-based business that I'm with that does the credit repair for you, it comes with this app. 𝒲𝒽𝑒𝓇𝑒𝒾𝓉 has partnered with this business, and this is the book about all the tax deductions that you get from being a part of this home-based business. Over 475. This is some of the topics. How to turn your vacation to a tax-deductible write-off. Drive 3,000 miles a day towards your business destination. Take courses, cruise ship. Make your weekends deductible. Count travel days as business days. Combine some fun with business day without losing any deduction. Caretaker of your rental property. If you're people that's investing in rental property, maximize your deduction for travel to U.S. and abroad. Hire your spouse or significant other into your business. Hire your children under the ages of 18 into your business instead of just giving them allowances, right? Now the money that you can give your children by connecting with this home-based business is also helping you get more, maximizing your taxes and what you're giving to the IRS. So you could have been legally getting more out of your paycheck already without this payroll tax increase that President Trump is trying to implement in the spring, getting these 475 tax deductions and getting residual income to you every month by helping people repair their credit. Because with this business opportunity, they also look at your paycheck now, and they help you adjust it according to the business tax deduction that you will have. So they can already give you the payroll tax deduction that the president is trying to implement. So and your clients get all three of these services as well. So they just don't get the credit repair. They get the paycheck checkup, which it looks at how many, because some people haven't looked at their W-4 and adjusted their W-4 since they've been working on a job, and things have changed in their life. They have children who are no longer dependents or who are dependents, or a birth of a child or addition of a child, or their income status are changed, or their marital status have changed, and they're single, and they're overpaying in taxes out of their paycheck because they haven't updated their W-4. You get all of this for a small investment of $249. You're working from home and you're helping people with credit as well because they're paying you a residual income for getting customers, and they do all the credit repair. Thank you so much. I'm logging off. Are you still charging $50 to get started once credit is pulled? Nature Dean, no, it's $75 right now. And I had to go to $75 because in the event if the economy or, we are restricted as to where we can go or what businesses will be open, right? Because if the NBA and schools are closing, I don't think that's too far-fetched to think that the government may temporarily, have restraints on people where we might be on lockdown, for lack of better words, for, days or weeks at a time. Then I would have to go online to do the mailing, because you can send certified mail online, but it's more expensive, right, for affidavit. So my price changed as a result because I'm in preparation for that. If I have to go online and mail affidavits and dispute through the United States Postal Service. So now it's still a small investment of $75. Most people I know do credit, their credit analysis start at $150 or $99. Or if you sign up for a month-to-month program, you're going to have to pay maybe $249 to get started down, $149 to get started down. So $75 is still a low ball. And I know that, but at this time, that's just where I want to be. So $50 was really dirt cheap, but it's just $25 because if you come on as a client, then, and let me put my website in there as well. And I put my website on Periscope and YouTube, or Periscope, if you still follow me, put the website in www.𝒞𝓄𝒾𝓄𝒾𝓄𝒾𝓄𝒾𝓄𝒾𝓄𝒾𝓄𝒾𝓄𝒃 cash.com, and I will put that on Facebook as well. 𝒞𝓄𝒾𝓄𝒾𝓄𝒾𝓄𝒾𝓄𝒾𝓄𝒾𝓄𝒾𝓄𝒃 cash.com. On YouTube, then you just go to Book Credit Help Online. Credit Help Book Online. It provides the link, the payment link, and all the instructions you need to email me and where to pull that credit report from. So let me put that in. Thank you so much for putting it in. All right, I think this is all the questions. I think I put the wrong link in. That's the link to get started with the credit business. If you want to get started with the credit business, also go to my website, 𝒞𝓄𝒾𝓄𝒾𝓄𝒾𝓄𝒃, and you'll see the contact me option. The contact me option if you're on Periscope or YouTube. And let me make sure. Yeah. Under the contact me option, let me say this too. On my website, I have my business phone number. I have more than one cellular phone. And it gives you my hours from 9 to 5. I have people that will text me 11, 12 o'clock at night, midnight. You can also send an email and send me a message. I get those. If you are a person that will text my business phone that late at night, I will block you, right? Let's have business etiquette. Let's have business etiquette, people. Let's learn how to conduct business, because that's one of the things you need to keep and maintain a high credit score. You need to know business etiquette and business practices. Don't, and I could easily just shut my phone off, power it down. But I look at people like that, and because sometimes credit restoration repair can be a lengthy process, especially if it's bankruptcy. I can make deal with you from 8 months to a year getting a bankruptcy deleted, right? And if you're going to text me that time of night and you're not a client, if you became a client, you would do the same thing. And so those are signs that I look at if I want to even accept a person as a client, those type of behaviors and actions, right? So, hey, thanks for tuning in. I keep forgetting this day. I keep thinking this because I'm usually on at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. So hope you all have a great day, and I will keep you updated about your credit and your cash flow going with this corona and what's going on now. Queen of Credit out. Here's to your peace and your credit and cash flow prosperity.